highlights and a bit of baby powder as well. We hope you will get a kick from this one because it's good from 42. This show will go up and over the top for you because that's always our goal. Namaste. Sports Night is next.
Namaste. That's a good way to start this edition of Sports Night. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. And another week of a lot of good highlights.
And we have some first-time victories to talk about.
We do, which is great.
That's big for a couple of programs, a couple of teams getting off the schneid, some starting to get a little roll on, others still waiting.
Others are definitely still waiting for that one elusive win. That first win of the season.
Well, let's get it out of the way early, just like rip that Band-Aid right off. We're now midway through the regular season schedule. The Cardinals football team still searching for that first victory. Last Friday, the Cardinals were at Blaine for the Bengals' homecoming, and unfortunately, the Cardinals couldn't get out of their own way. In the end, the Bengals ran away with the victory, but the Cards did almost as much to lose the game as the Bengals did to win it. Coon Rapids comes out firing on all cylinders and looks great on their opening possession. Austin Honda airing it out on a play action, finds Jordan Little behind the defense. It's a 53-yard gain, longest play of the season for the Cardinals. And that got the Cardinals into the red zone, but it falls apart on second and goal from the 4. A fumble on the exchange. The Bengals would recover on their own 2-yard line. Blaine takes the opportunity and makes the most of it. Beckman with time on second and long finds Joe Klitsky opened on the left sideline. That's a 32-yard gain. That led to the first score of the game. Nick Studer takes the direct snap, goes up the middle for the 2-yard touchdown. Bengals up 7-0. Cardinals moving on their next possession. 1st and 10 from the 49. Cortez Jackson on the run, but the ball is stripped. And once again, Bengals are able to fall on the loose ball. Second Coon Rapids turnover turns into Blaine's second score. 1st and goal from the 14. They go option left. Chase Harper avoids a couple of tackles. He's in for the score, 14-0 Bengals. Early second quarter, Cardinals get into scoring position again. Bryson Moore with some nice moves on 4th down. That gets him down to the 11-yard line. A bad snap forced the Cardinals back, but they're able to salvage points out of it. Tony Cruckton cashes in his first ever field goal attempt, and he nails it from 42 yards in the driving rain, cuts the deficit to 14-3. Bengals added another touchdown before the half. Then on the opening possession of the second, it's Studer again on the direct snap. His second TD of the night makes it 28-3. They add one more late in the third. Harper's second trip to the paint on a 1-yard run pushes the lead to 35-3, and that's how it ended. Cardinals fall to 0-4 with the 35-3 loss.
You know, it's that first turnover in the red zone when they had the ball, and as you mentioned, a nice drive to start that game. And it kind of gets in your head, and unfortunately the Cardinals, another turnovers lead to scores, and that's what kills you. I mean, you take some good things out of this game for Coon Rapids. I thought they got their offense moving at times. I thought defense played fairly well at times, but it's tough when you're not scoring points in the red zone and you're limited to a 3-point field goal.
Yeah, probably Austin Honda's best performance so far this season, throwing the football. But yeah, I mean, your first 2 possessions end in turnovers, and those turnovers turn into points, and all of a sudden you're down 14-0. It's a completely different game if the Cardinals don't cough up those balls. But some of the statistics so far this season are just downright mind-boggling. Through 4 games, only 15 points scored. They've turned the ball over 11 times. They've been in the red zone 14 times, and in those trips, they have 1 field goal and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's got to be driving the coaching staff crazy trying to put game plan together and try and get some points on the board. They hopefully maybe they can get that right this week for homecoming against Park Center.
Well, you always say the what ifs and everything, but you have to get it done on the field. And unfortunately, I mean, injuries are a part of the game at any level of football, but the player they expected to be their real playmaker on offense, Tykees Johnson, has been very, very limited all season long because of the wrist injury. Did get a couple of touches last week. We'll see when he gets the club off of his right hand, and hopefully, that will open some things up. If he's a downfield threat, that will definitely change things not only for the Cardinals on offense, but for how defenses have to prepare to play against them.
Well, yeah, at the beginning of the season, those 3 receivers, pretty good receivers. You know, you got some guys that can catch the ball, and you know, with Dakota Jackson, obviously he got out of the game early with that fumble. But when he gets it going, they have some ability to score some points. It's just a matter of holding on to the football.
Well, they have Park Center for homecoming on Friday, and they are at Centennial next week. Tennis team was on a roll coming into last week, but their streak ended with a 5-2 loss to Champlin Park. Their wins coming from Hanula and Ream at first doubles, winning 7-5, 3-6, 10-2. And then McDonald and Mortensen at third doubles, winning 6-1, 7-6. McManus and Westra battled back from a 3-6 loss in the first to win 6-3, but they lose 2-6 in the third. Hannah Nagley kept it close, but lost 4-6, 2-6 at second singles.
Well, after having their long win streak ended by Champlin Park on Tuesday, the Cardinals were eager to get back on the winning track. They would have that chance on Thursday when they hosted new conference rival Irondale. The Knights may be new to this Northwest Suburban, but they're a longtime section opponent. So these are 2 teams that are very familiar with one another. There will be several tough duels throughout the lineup, but the Knights particularly strong at singles. Heidi Hanula playing first singles for the Cardinals. She won the first set, but would lose a super tiebreaker, 6-4, 4-6, 8-10. Hannah Nagley able to even things up with a win at second singles. Great play at the net here on her way to a 6-4, 6-2 straight set win. The singles matches will be a wash. Irondale won a close match at third, but Andrea Ream takes care of business at fourth singles. Perfect lob right here. She's going to land at the end line. Ream wins easily, relatively easily, 6-3, 6-1. The outcome of the match would depend on the doubles play, and it would clearly controlled by the Cardinals. Carly Restra and Helen Nelson leading the way at first doubles. They leave no doubt in this one. They cruise to a 6-3, 6-0 win. Bailey Ryan and Tina McManus follow suit at second doubles. They struggle with the first, but still win in straight sets, 7-6, 6-2. McDonald and Mortensen make a clean sweep with another easy win at third doubles. They also cruise to a win at 6-1, 6-1. The Cardinals are back on the winning track with a 5-2 win. Nice way for them to get back on the track after that bump with Champlin Park, but yeah, nice record at 15-5.
Yeah, I don't remember what the win streak was. It was 6 or 8 or somewhere around there. They were running pretty well, and you know, you talk about that mindset when we were talking about football. So great to see a team that you know suffers that loss, but then just turns around, goes right back out there, and gets back on the winning track. And a couple of opportunity this week, although they're both on the road. A couple of opponents that the Cardinals should have a good chance against. They're at Park Center on Tuesday. They'll be at Andover on Wednesday. And, of course, the tennis team starts the season a little bit earlier than everyone else, and they get into playoff time a little bit earlier than everyone else. I think it's only 2 weeks remaining of the regular season for the tennis team. And we talked about it at the beginning of the year. They thought they'd be pretty good. Weren't sure if they could, you know, repeat a 21-win season, but they're going to come close.
They are going to come close at 15-5.
Well, the volleyball team still looking for its first conference victory, but a real good chance coming up for them this week when they face another team in the same situation. Last week, a little bit different. Cardinals open play hosting Maple Grove team that is in the running with the leaders still challenging for a conference title, and they weren't going to let the Cardinals stand in their way. Crimson came out flying, scoring the first 5 points in the first set before the Cardinals finally break that streak. Cardinals set up Jessica Haig on the left side, and she gets it to the floor for the score. But the Cardinals would never threaten in the first. Maple Grove just goes right back on the attack. Laura Brixius gets the kill here, and the Crimson on their way to a 14-1 lead. Coon Rapids had one little run late in the first set. The Crimson cruised to the relatively easy 25-8 victory. Lauren Bright getting a kill on the short set there. A similar story in the second with Maple Grove getting out to a big lead early. They have a lot of weapons. They were all firing. Bright gets another kill, helping the Crimson to a 12-4 lead. Cardinals trying to rally at the end, but the Crimson shut them down. Bright and Paige Hinsey there for a stuff in the middle on set point. 25-13 win gives Maple Grove the 2-0 advantage. Third set, clearly the best of the night for Coon Rapids. They had a couple of brief leads early in the set. Another kill for Jessica Haig. There was little doubt that the Crimson were going to complete the sweep. Another kill for Bright in the middle helps Maple Grove get the broom out. Their 25-14 win in the third. And Howie, we were there for that one.
We were.
Nice to see that the Cardinals clearly outmatched in that one, but they continued to get a little bit better as the night progressed and limited those really big runs for Maple Grove because, they were out 14-1 in that opening set, and, I mean, they reeled off 5 straight points, and then Cardinals got 1, and then they reeled off another 9 points.
This is a young team, and we talked about that when we did the game. But Coach Arcand said this is a team that you may not see it in the scores, but is progressing each and every time out. And again, Maple Grove, don't take anything away. They're really good.
Very good.
It was a good test for the Cardinals, and they see where they are every time they go take the floor.
Well, and that was the thing is, you have a couple of players. Jessica Hegg is definitely a dangerous weapon for the Cardinals. They have a couple of other girls that can definitely be weapons that are coming up. But you look at a team like Maple Grove, they got 3 or 4 or 5 girls that you have to know where they are all night long because they can go to them, and their set game was very, very well done. They were moving and attacking left, right, left, and in the middle. So it was they're a pretty impressive squad.
They are, no doubt.
On Thursday, the Cardinals were at Elk River to take on the Elks. They lose that one in 3, 16-25, 11-25, 13-25. The final, Jessica Hegg led the team in both kills and digs with 8 each. She also led the team with 2 aces. Hannah Gonzala had 3 kills, 3 digs, and an ace. Hinsey had 3 blocks and a dig. Schmitz had 3 kills and a couple of blocks. Cardinals, as we talked about, have a really good opportunity. Irondale has 3 wins on the season, but none in the conference.
Nope.
They're a new Northwest Suburban Conference opponent, and they come to the Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse on Tuesday at Howie.
I guess we'll be there.
What do you
Should
mean,
be a lot of fun.
guess?
Well, I guess we'll be there. I love it.
Then Cardinals it's the only match they have this week, and then they host Totino Grace a week from Tuesday.
I just had to throw you off a little bit.
You definitely did.
The swimming and diving team will host Northwest Suburban rival Andover on Tuesday this week before heading to Hamlin for an invitational this weekend. Last week, the Cardinals traveled to Osseo to take on the Orioles. The Cardinals still looking for the right formula with this young squad, and each week they're showing some improvements. We're going to start with the 200 IM. Lindsay Geezy is the Cardinals leader, and they count on her to bring them points. She has a good race against the Orioles, but is only able to get to the wall in second place in a time of 2:25.38. The 50 free, well, Joe's favorite, that one is up next.
Splash and dash, you gotta love it.
It is where the Orioles really start to take control of the meet. Sarah Dischinger is the Cardinals' top finisher. She's going to tag up in third, but the Orioles take first, second, and fourth and have a 20-point lead just after 4 events. Coon Rapids able to gain some ground back in diving. Galadriel O'Grady took first with a 196.75, and Juliana Anderson took second. But it would be the Cardinals' only first-place finish of the event against Osseo. One positive, though, the Cardinals getting a lot of second and third-place finishes. They grabbed both in the 100 free. Ariana Georgie took second with Rosalind Lund in the third, but the Cardinals never threatened the Oriole lead. They're going to lose this one by a score of 104-79.
The positive, of course, is that they are getting some of those second and third place finishes. They're starting to score in groups, getting girls, up toward the top, but not enough first place finishes. Georgie, O'Grady, the only first place finisher in diving. They needed some of those seconds to be firsts and some of those thirds to be seconds, and then things will be going well. But they knew coming in, again, a young team. They've got a couple of girls who can be competitive in just about any event, but they don't really have the size roster a lot of these squads have to truly be as competitive team-wise as they would like to. And Howie, as you mentioned, they will host Andover on Tuesday, and we were going to be there, but have decided to switch it up, and we will be there next week when they host Blaine.
Battle for pool supremacy.
That's the one.
That is it.
In between those two events, they will be at Hamlin University on Saturday for an invitational. Boys cross country team took part in the Malacca Mega Meet over the weekend. The Cardinals finished in 19th place overall, about 25, 26 teams taking part in that. Paul Breitbach, 30th place overall. That's pretty impressive considering there's a field of somewhere around 200 or more runners in that field, and he's just a freshman.
Yep.
But he's leading the way, 17:13.9 his time. Kyle Mehrhoff in 71st place in just over 18 minutes. Muggenberg not far behind him, and Ost just a couple seconds off of Muggenberg's pace in 103rd. Justin Reeves, nice to see him back. I can't believe I had to check, recheck, and triple check it when I saw that, because I saw him just last week. He's on crutches. He had the surgery done for his knee, hurt the knee.
Back in the pool already.
He hurt his knee during baseball, and talking to him at the preview, he said, yeah, it's like the 4th time I've dislocated my kneecap. Probably done for the season. I see him. I'm trying to think of what day it was I saw him last week. He's on crutches. He's got his knee in a brace. And I said, oh, yeah, I see you must have had the surgery. He's like, yeah, how'd it go? He says, oh, it went great. I had it done just, the other day. And then I see his name on the
back running
thing. It's like, all right, just don't step wrong, please.
Yes, absolutely. Well, obviously they wouldn't let him participate if it wasn't 100%. Obviously,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he's also a baseball player,
Yep.
and in his senior year he wants to compete and all those things that he loves. So.
Sure.
Awesome for both for Justin and for the team to see him have the ability to get out there and get that done. And of course, we forgot to mention last week, and I forgot to have a graphic made up this week. Cardinals doing their annual Cardinal Mile right before, or well, it's kind of right
leading
before
into the game.
before the homecoming parade
the
on
parade.
Wednesday.
Yep.
They'll run the route along the parade route, and I apologize that I did not get more information, but I believe you can find it through the school's website if you want to participate in that event. It's great for all ages, and it helps raise awareness and funds for the boys cross country program. Boys will have the Mustang Invitational on Friday, which turns out to be more of a JV event because they have the GRIAC Invite on Saturday, which is the largest cross-country event in the upper Midwest, and they will be there on Saturday, so none of the top runners are going to go in the Mustang Invite on Friday. Girls had the week off. They have the Hudson Invitational on Tuesday of this week, and then they also will be at the GRIAC on Saturday. And Howie, now is the time I've been looking forward to since we got started.
We won't give it away, but go ahead. This is your time to shine, Joey.
It's not my time. It's not about me.
I know it's not about you, but you get.
I have the pleasure
Yes.
of doing this next story. The boys soccer team has finally gotten the monkey off of their back, scoring a convincing victory at home last Tuesday. We knew this was going to be a good opportunity for the Cardinals, as Irondale was also winless coming into the contest. And not only that, but the Knights had been shut out in 7 of their 10 games and had only 4 goals all year. Cardinals capitalizing early, already up 1-0 early in the first half. Off the corner kick, Beersford Jimmy sends it to the back post. Aaron Bauer heads it down, and Tony Cruckton finishes it off on the left-footed redirect. Coon Rapids has the early 2-0 lead. Another corner kick, this time from the other side. It's Cruckton kicking. Teagarden has a touch, and Jimmy finishes it off with the header at the back post. Cardinals cruising with a 3-0 lead. Coon Rapids keeping the pressure on in the second, and pretty passing right here. Figueroa feeds Cruckton. He's going to shoot this one through traffic, and a perfect redirect by Vedaste Shiramir. Angles it to the corner for the goal. Cardinals' lead grows to 4, and they share a bow. Show of admiration and respect. They had one more before they're done. Cruckton near midfield sends a long pass to the right. The Knights touch it, but it gets through to Gale Tombwen. He one-touches it to the back of the net. It was a long-awaited win for the Cardinals, and they do it with style, blowing the Knights away with a 5-0 victory.
You come into this game, two teams that are struggling quite obviously, and it would have been disappointing had it been a close game or a 1-0 game. But the Cardinals able to get 5 goals in that game really has to make a leap for this program in terms of just getting a little confidence back after struggling so much during the season.
Well, and we've talked about it a lot, though. It's not as if the Cardinals they've lost a couple by significant margins,
right?
But not many. Most of their losses are 1 goal or 2 goals at most to some really good competition. So unfortunately, they haven't had that. Just get them over that.
Well, they need that taste in their mouth of being able to win, and that goes a long way.
It does, and unfortunately, it went right back to being so close on Thursday. The Cardinals at Osseo, and they lose that one 3-2, and that's the kind of losses they've been seeing all season long. They're close. They're right with these teams, but they come up one short. They're getting goals. They're not giving up a ton, but they're coming up on the short end. They did lose 4-0 to Duluth East, and of course the Greyhounds are a section rival. That one kind of hurt on Saturday, but the Cardinals fall to 1-10. They are 1-8 in conference play. Cardinals at Forest Lake, a little non-con action tonight. They host Totino on Tuesday, and then they are at Maple Grove on Saturday.
Well, the girls' soccer team enters this week on a roll, riding their first win streak of the season. Like the boys, the Cardinals started last week with a visit from the Irondale Knights. Irondale's girls' squad not quite as hapless as the boys, but they had lost 3 straight in 5 of their previous 6. But it's the Knights that get on the board first, keeping possession in the Cardinals' end, and then capitalizing on the sloppy clear. Rachel Norton lost this one up over Anna Frazier for the goal. Now, don't count the never count them out. Cardinals come right back, putting the pressure on at the other end. Aaron Jenkins breaks up the clearing pass, sends a perfect shot just out of the keeper's reach, and the game is tied. Just the start of a big night for number 9. Number 9. Still in the first, Jenkins bringing the pressure again. She passes to Maddie Getchell, then gets it right back, and Jenkins nets her second of the night to give Coon Rapids the 2-1 lead.
Number 9.
But that would not hold to the break. Cardinals get a little sloppy in their own end. Late in the first round, Norton able to take advantage again. She sends this one to the wide open net and send the game to half, tied up at 2.
Number 9. Oh, wait, that's number 8.
No, she's not number 9. Norton clearly the star for this Knight squad, and she leads the attack again early in the second. Great little give and go to Norton, finishes it nicely. A hat trick for her puts Irondale back in front by a score of 3-2. Cardinals answer again. Nice long pass to spring Allie Erickson. She taps it past the defender, is on the breakaway. Erickson forces it past the keeper, and once again we're tied. Coon Rapids going to take the lead again, coming up here off the free kick. Long blast by Emily Koss. Erickson keeps it in play, and Jessica Lawrence is on the doorstep to finish it off. The Cardinals are back in front, 4-3. Another free kick here, another score for the home team. Jenkins goes direct, and it pays off. Just over the keeper, Jenkins gets the hat trick, and the Cardinals have a little insurance, 5-3.
Number
9. The Knights are able to make it interesting at the end, though, building pressure late in the game. High bouncer from the right side, and the Cards can't handle it. Norton is there to tap it home. Her 4th makes it 5-4. But the Cards would hold on from there, scoring the 1-goal win.
Number 8.
Doesn't sound as good. Number 8.
Number 9.
Number 9.
None of the high school kids get it.
Look it up. Google it.
It's a possibility that some of their parents may think, hey, those guys are funny.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Well, looking, at least.
For sure.
Cardinals followed it up with a victory over Osseo on Thursday, beating the Orioles 2-0. Most impressive thing about this? Look at that. What's the most impressive part?
There's one shot on.
There you go. That's defense.
One shot on goal.
Anna Frazier only had to face one shot, made one save for the shutout, her first shutout of her career, I'm sure. And she only had to make one save. That's how it's supposed to be. Allie Erickson had both of the goals for the Cardinals. Jessica Lawrence and Maddie Bloomquist had the assists for the Cardinals. They are at Forest Lake tonight, host Totino on Tuesday, and are at Maple Grove on Saturday. Same schedule as the boys. And, I think they've got an opportunity to stretch that. Forest Lake is a team, very beatable team tonight. Totino's going to be a challenge.
That will be a challenge.
As will Maple Grove.
Yep.
But as we talk about so often, it's not so much about the opponent as it is about your mindset going into it and how much you believe in yourself. And I think this team is starting to believe in themselves a little bit more.
I agree with you. And how big was it to get Allie Erickson back into the lineup after being away from serving her country, obviously, and just that scoring threat up top you saw had both goals in the win over Osseo.
Had a goal
and
made a great play on to keep that one in play that it ended up being the goal for Jessica Lawrence in the game
right, exactly.
against Irondale as well.
A lot of contributors now. Things are starting to roll in the right direction, I think.
But whatever you do, don't overlook number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Don't never number 9.
Number 9?
Number 9.
Number 9. Is this show number 9?
I don't know.
I don't think it is, but
We have 9 lives. I know that.
I don't know about that. But it's, all of our teams starting to roll. I think the football team, hold on to the football this week.
Yep.
Park Center, also winless coming in, but the Pirates did score 22 points against Elk River last week. So
absolutely, they have the ability to put some points on the board. The Cardinals know that coming in, here's a game that they're two fairly even teams coming in looking for that first win.
Well, and I think as I said to Coach Young before the game against Blaine, I said, if you guys can stay out of your own way, I think you got a chance here. I still believe that if they take away those 2 fumbles in the first quarter, I think that's a completely different football game.
It's a mindset. Two turnovers lead to 2 scores to start the game. All of a sudden you're back in a hole again, and you're kind of fighting to dig out of it.
So I'm gonna keep the faith, and
I think
this is a good week. You got the homecoming celebrations, and that always adds a little bit of excitement. And you got Park Center Pirate team coming in that is definitely very beatable, probably the best, the most beatable team the Cardinals have faced all year.
We'll find out Friday night.
So we hope to. Before then, we will see the volleyball team hoping to get their first conference victory when they host the Irondale Knights on Tuesday night. That's live at 7 o'clock. Then the Park Center Pirate football game on Friday, live at 7 o'clock, homecoming game. And then next Tuesday, we'll see the swimming and diving team battle for supremacy of the Northdale Middle School pool against the Blaine Bengals. But that's going to do it for this edition of Sportsnight. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Alex Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying goodnight.